Hello guys, this video shows some techniques for creating pipes in Plasticity and adding some details. So here in PureRef, I've got this image by Cho Young Yi, just this mech image right here. And then, as I'm looking around at various images, I do my daily inspiration run, and that's just these little pipes right here. And I'm thinking, you know what? Let's cover some pipe creation techniques in Plasticity.
And real quick, guys, if you want to learn this awesome new program called Plasticity, I've got a course for you in the description. It's the first link there. And it's got a lot of awesome content, guys. It's got over 42 hours of educational content. It's got a tree cutting mechs. It's got police robots, Omega, SMGs, cyborg ninjas, and much more. So be sure to check that out.
All right, so I'm going to go here. I'm going to go into this side. And I mean, the most basic technique is that we just go ahead and create a spline curve right here. And I'm going to go ahead and create like a basic... Right, something like that. I'm going to press 1 right away. I'll select this and press GG to position further. So when you're in the orthographic viewport like this, you can just press GG, and because you're viewing it from the perfectly flat side, it's not going to go off into a strange distance. It's going to remain perfectly flat. What I mean by that is that if you're in not an orthographic viewport, if I just select this and press GG, it's going to go in every direction like this, which you may want. I mean, pressing GG is a great way to get some nice variation here and there. But if you do want it to be flat, if you want, for example, to create some sort of template which you can easily reuse, you can just kind of stay in this viewport here. So it's always nice to create some kit bash pieces as well. But now that we've got that, we can go ahead and add some more variety here as well. There we go. Actually, let me go ahead and fix this up a little bit. All right, let's go with something like that. I'll just go ahead and select this, and I'll go ahead and press P. I'll go ahead and move this somewhere else. All right, and so now I'm going to go ahead and increase the section size. Let's try 10, see what that gives us. All right, I'll make it a little bit thinner here, maybe 7. All right, right click, and there we go. It's just as easy as that to create a pipe. I'll select the edge, and let's say I want to create a little companion pipe right here. So I'm going to go ahead and GG that, or just G, and move that right here. Go ahead and press 1, and I'll go ahead and just kind of adjust it. We want to give it some nice variety here. All right, we can also select that and press P as well for this one. Let's give it maybe a 3, and right click. All right. At this point, you can either hide this edge or delete it. I'll go ahead and just move it out of the way. All right, we got these nice little companion pipes here. All right, first thing I'll do is I'll select both of them. I'll press M and I'll give this a darker color here. All right. So you can see that in the concept image, we've got just a little separations here. And so an easy way I like to do that is just to create maybe a line here, Shift A. You can select this and press Shift D, and here is where you can set how wide you want it to be. So I'll go ahead, and before I do any cutting, I'll just go ahead and Shift D, and GG to move that around, or R to rotate as well. And here you can set up the thicknesses of the various pieces. All right, now I'll select this, I'll press C, and I'll go ahead and holding Shift, I'll select all of these. And I'll right click and give us a cut. We can now select these We can press Alt M to clear the color. Then we can give this, a lighter color. And just like that, guys, is the first technique, is how you can get these different little sections here. All right, you can repeat the same for the smaller pipe here, or you can use some different details on there. I guess maybe we'll do a little bit of that. But one cool thing that we can do is we can just kind of quickly reposition this. All right, we can delete that if you like. And we can give this some other colors here. Maybe for this one we'll do a little bit of yellow to spice things up. All right. So of course you can go in here, you can maybe select these and do a little bit of a fillet right there. What I'm going to do here is isolate these, and I'll do maybe a larger fillet here. Get more of this kind of a result. And then for this one, I'll select this face and I'll press D. So just like that, guys, very cool result. Maybe if you want to give a smaller chamfer right there. And then maybe a fillet as well. All right. Do the same for those as well. But, we can work in some variety there. Maybe with this one, we'll just make it uniform. Maybe a little bit larger or a little bit smaller. All right, so that is like the first type of technique. The first type of detail we can add is these kind of little separations. We can also, for example, as it comes to a close, we can make some parts wider by just selecting this whole thing and just pressing D. Just making this wider, for example. You can always select fillets and press X to delete that. You can also hold down Alt and the left click if you got a series of fillets, or it's not just a single loop right here. All right, so we've got that, for example. You can go ahead and integrate some sort of cylindrical details on the ends. What I mean by that is just create a basic little detail here. And you can go ahead and, of course, detail this. This can go on the end. All right, so I can select this, Q, Shift Q. And you can just have some fun adding some extra little details here. I'll press QQ, bring it back together. Maybe here I'll just Shift D that, and we'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and add some different materials to this. All right, we can now, for example, press Control D, and we can place that on the end right here. Go ahead and flip that. So this is just, how it connects to the main piece right here. So you kind of got that little thing going on there. And, I made a very quick detail. You can, of course, spend more time with that. All right, if you want, you can put that on the other side as well. Look at it, if I get the center here, that's okay. I'll just press G, V, kind of move it here as well. All right, now we've got that on this side as well. All right, and so now we can just, you can just use your imagination and create all sorts of little details here. A lot of the work can be done in textures, little dots, and little diamond patterns and things like that. But I mean, other things we can do is just taking advantage of, doing things like this here. All right, then I'm going to go ahead and select that. I'm going to press B and then D to fillet that. And then C. You can also, of course, do things in screen space as well. Last time that we got that, we kind of shrink it down or buff it out. Then we can select this and press O for offset. Right, then we'll select that, and we will press Shift D for that. And then we're going to go ahead and click in the sheet. Right, we'll go ahead and select this Alt M and give this a lighter or darker color. Let's make it much darker here. Right, so really fun details like that can go a long way. And once doing that, we can fill up this here as well. You can see right here, if I select this edge and I try and fillet it, you can see because of the chamfer, it's not going all the way through, it's ending right there. So if you hold down Alt and left click on this, you'll select this whole loop, and when you now fillet it, right, once it gets going here, all right, let me go ahead and try that again. Right, now it's going to go ahead and fillet that whole thing. And to select this full loop, you can go ahead and hold down Alt and left click on that. And you can also press X to delete that fillet. And now we're back to this. All right, guys, a lot of nice little details we can add here. So now just kind of zoom out and just see what more ideas you can add here. And move this a little bit further apart. Alright, let's try adding some holes here. So for example, I can just create a circle here. And then I can go ahead and use the array tool here. And then I'll go ahead and Shift D that. Alright, let's go with this for example. Alright. To make it more interesting, we can, for example, have a little line in between this. What I mean by that is that we can now, I want to hold control to not invoke any kind of snapping behavior. Alright, B and then D for a little fillet. And I'll press C to cut away from that. A little bit of GG right here. Do another cut right there. That gives us this. Go ahead and Alt M. I can select this, press C, and then select all of these right here. And I'll check this one out here. All right, so to select all that, I'll make sure that I'm at object level. I'm going to go ahead and select from the left, because that means you have to make a selection around your whole object, which will prevent you from selecting anything else. Whereas if you go from the right, you end up selecting everything. So very intuitive system of selecting. Go ahead and isolate that. I'll go ahead and select these faces and those faces and just offset a little bit inwards. And let's also give them a dark color. All right, now go ahead and select this. I'll select all these edges. I'll go ahead and D to fillet them all. I wish you can turn a small amount here. All right, if that seems to not be working, oh, it was working. Okay, so all right, there we go. All right, so just like that, got some nice little holes here. I'm actually going to go ahead and change this color. And maybe do a little bit of a fillet right there. That looks like it went in too much. Okay, there we go. Right, let's have a detail right there. Very fun detail going all the way around there. So just like that, guys, you can create these kinds of pipes and detail them. Thank you for watching and take care.